data suggests that almost 20 to 25% of patients are dissatisfied with the final outcome of total knee arthroplasty. The reason? The classical mechanical alignment, which cuts the tibia perpendicular, the distal femur at an angle of 4 to 6 degrees, the joint line then slopes laterally, resulting in tighter gaps, and then requires soft tissue release. The concept of the native knee was then introduced by Dr. Stephen Howell, where the tibia is cut sloping medially, the distal femur is cut as per the kinematic technique, the joint line slopes medially. This restores the normal joint kinematics and requires no soft tissue release. So to summarize, the normal joint line and extension slopes medially. This slope is maintained in a kinematically aligned knee and is reversed in a mechanically aligned total knee arthroplasty. So is neutral mechanical alignment suitable for all patients? A landmark paper by Joanne Bellman stated that more than 24% of individuals have a more than 3 degrees of constitutional varus in the knee. Another study by Eckhoff suggested that only 2% of asymptomatic normal population have absolutely straight lower limbs. Which brings me back to the same question: could alignment be the cause for this dissatisfaction? Our study compared 75 kinematic versus 75 mechanically aligned total knee arthroplasties, and their outcomes were studied at 6, 12, and 24 weeks. The kinematic method visualizes the distal femur, which has a 2 millimeter cartilage loss on the worn side. This is based on the principle that the average thickness of the distal femur cartilage is 2 millimeters and is resurfaced in a kinematically aligned total knee arthroplasty. The distal femoral cut is taken at total of 9 millimeters, 6 millimeters from the worn side to take into consideration the 2 millimeter cartilage wear and 1 millimeter thickness of the saw. An 8 millimeter cut is then taken on the unworn side to take into consideration 1 millimeter for the curve. The sizing is done as a posterior referencing with 0 degrees of rotation, and the posterior femoral cuts are taken at 9 millimeters. The distal femur is then replaced with a single radius 9 millimeter Vanguard Biomed implant, and the distal femur is now kinematically aligned. The tibial cut is taken to match the femoral cuts, and the extension gaps are checked, and then flexion gaps are trapezoidal with 2 millimeter opening on the lateral side. The final cuts are then calculated and charted down. The tibial keel and patella is prepared, and the final implantation is done. Results and outcomes of our study suggest that the postoperative HK angles are not significant in both the groups. The early VAS scores are lower in the kinematically aligned group. The Oxford scores are significantly higher at 24 weeks in the kinematically aligned group. And the WOMAC scores in the initial follow-ups are higher and then not significant. Literature suggests that kinematically aligned total knee arthroplasties have a significantly better outcome in all studies except one. And what about the implant survival rate? This study of a similar cohort shows that the implant survivorship is more than 98% at 10 years. So to conclude, kinematic alignment restores the native knee kinematics. The tibial cut still poses a challenge, and kinematic-specific instrumentation and implants will improve our optimization of this technique. Thank you.